Hello there. Once again, this is Anton from Antonimo Bay, coming at you with another piece from the Widows collection. Anybody who's seen my previous videos about the Widows collection knows that I bought about 3,000 books from a gal whose husband was a collector and had passed away. And she'd been moving them around for about 15 years and just finally wanted to get rid of the things and sold them to me. I think a lot of the keys have already been pulled out. But it's still an amazing amount of comics, an amazing deal. I think I paid, when you figure it all out, I paid about 23 cents a piece for everything that I got. And I'm not going to say everything was as good as Avengers. Some of the conditions were rough on stuff. I'm going to start running through them because I basically have a long box full of Avengers comics. And I'm going to just start going through them here. Our special guest action figures today are Beetle and Wasp in her retro style outfit. And I'm not terribly familiar with Avengers from this era. This is kind of before I was getting into them. I read a lot of X books and I've done a lot of like X-Men from these past eras. I'm absolutely in love with the art on these Avengers covers. They are so good. That one there is pretty rough, but still looks fantastic. Like I said, not a huge genius when it comes to Avengers of this era. This was, like I said, much before my time as far as what I was buying. And even though I have dug backwards on some titles, Avengers is not one of them that I could ever get back to. So I was always digging like as far back in time as I could. I could get Uncanny X-Men and stuff like that. But Avengers was just a title that I never made the push towards. There was just stuff I liked better. But I just can't express how excited I am to have these and how excited I am to have so many of them. As I've said in previous videos about the Widows collection, because I am not an expert on these, I'm just super glad to get them. If you see something in here that's like a key or is a really fantastic issue, or that's a repeat, or you know, just something that's, oh, that's special. Actually, I think this one is special. I believe Avengers Annual 10, isn't that the first appearance of Rogue or something like that? If that is, you guys let me know. I mean, I'm certainly going to look it up after the video. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like a big deal. Or at least a good issue. Well, like I was saying, oh, there's the Heroes Return Avengers. Ooh, they got mixed in here too. I give them a hard time, but this is actually the era when I was checking out the Avengers, was in that Heroes Return stuff. It was a good point to jump on, or so we all thought. It's not near as good as this older stuff. But as I was saying, if you guys see something in here that is good, that is definitely something that I should be aware of, like, oh, you have this, let me know. Because like I said, I'm not like a huge library of information when it comes to Avengers stuff. There's another one from Heroes Reborn. There's a few of them mixed in here. I have no hate for them. They're just not, I mean, they're always worth, you know, 23 cents a piece. And you can see she was trying to sell these for 50 cents and she couldn't get it. She couldn't get 50 cents out of them here. If that tells you what sort of a strange barren wasteland I live in. I love it here, but it is a strange barren wasteland. That somebody could not get 50 cents an issue and spent 15 years trying to sell them. That's just crazy. So that is a cool cover. I have not seen that cover before. I definitely want to check that one out. I haven't really gone through these. Basically what we did, I'm going to pull these down real quick before they get too deep. basically what we did is she had them in a lot of old bags. Some of them were sticky, some of them were wet. The comics were mostly fine. They've been packed strangely, homemade backboards, a whole bunch of things that you should never do with a comic book. But when we and my wife got them, we went through them immediately. Oh, it's David Letterman. I almost forgot his name. We went through them immediately and got them, all of them that we could, the older looking stuff, bagged and properly cared for and put in boxes, proper boxes, not just like old shoe boxes and whatever. So our main goal when we first started with this was getting these things properly boarded, properly cared for, properly stored. And then I haven't had a chance to really go through that many of them since then. So it's just been a matter of when I get the time, I'll go through a few. And making these videos has been really good because it's given me a chance to really go through them and see what I have. Because I have so many of them that it gets hard to, it gets hard to sort them. There's only so much room in this room, and I don't like dragging comic books all over the house, but I got quite a few long boxes, and my comic room is not terribly big. It gets fairly difficult to dig through all these and sort through everything and sort them all into different boxes. And that's about as far as we've gotten, is just getting stuff sorted. Avengers in this box, Spider-Man in this box, Iron Man in this box. I have a whole box almost all full of Iron Man. I had almost a box and a half of Spider-Man. A recent video was I had a box and a half of Superman. This is one of my favorite Avengers covers. That's a great cover. Very glad to see that I got that. These are some later issues. You can tell because the art's, well, it is what it is. It's the 90s. Some of these look a little weird. Don't remember. It's almost like Liefeld was touching these things. And there's some more good old stuff. That's kind of cool and kind of weird. I dig that. Oh, let's see. That's a repeat. I think I already had that one. I have no idea what that is, but that is super freakishly odd that he has ice on his fingertips. I don't know who that is. I'm also not going to pretend to know who every Avenger is. I mean, obviously, this is Black Knight. This is Captain America. Dazzler, when she wore those weird things on her head. Pretty sure that's Dazzler. Giant Man, Ant-Man. I'm familiar with a lot of them. Holy cow, that's a real thing. Okay, I remember them making this action figure from Toy Biz, and I thought, why would they do that? That's the most hideous thing I've ever seen. Apparently that's a real comic book look. I had no idea. Man, what Marvel was doing sometimes in the 90s. I don't know about that. That's pretty nasty. Looks like we're getting about full here, so I'm going to pull these down so we can keep moving through them. Oh, yeah. I don't have quite a full long box of these, but it's close. It's close to a long box full. So I'm guessing around 200 issues. I haven't counted them. I will count them, and then I will probably put that in the title of the video. I've had that cover before. It's Kang, if I believe. Pretty sure that's Kang. Yes, Kang lives. All right, well, filled me in. Okay, doubles again. Some comics, I'm irritated by doubles. This older stuff, I'm not. I'll keep one in the shelf or one in the box. And I will usually hang one up on the wall just because I absolutely love these old covers. Just fantastic. Oh, help me out. I'm trying to remember who that is. That's like Captain Marvel, but it's Or Miss Marvel. I can't remember if it's Captain or Miss Marvel. Alright, and this is the Liefeld era. I remember these. Gosh, these were all over in the 90s. I don't know how I feel about all of them. I guess I like them. Liefeld gets a lot of crap, but I do dig some of his art. It definitely had such a specific 90s style. And I do love the 90s, even if Rob Liefeld was animating comics in them. So, I saw some recent books of his. His art seems to have improved a little bit, but you can still totally tell by looking at a big poofy head of hair that it's Rob Liefeld. For me, it wasn't the pouches, it wasn't all that. It was just look at how he draws the hair, and you'll know it's Rob Liefeld. Ultron. Getting pretty close to the end here. Got some more older stuff. Just fantastic. Hercules. Okay, there it is. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel. See, I couldn't remember if she was Miss Marvel back then or Captain. Like I said, I want to just remind you, if you see something that's like, oh, that's a really good one, let me know, because, I mean, I will eventually get to them. I will eventually get around to going through all of my Avengers, and I'll use the comic code, or the comic, what do they call that? Key app. But man, it's going to be a while. I've got a lot of books to go through. I got a lot of other stuff going on in my life. And especially where I'm not looking to like sell them. I'm an absolute collector. I don't want to get rid of anything. It's kind of hard to really, spend a bunch of time trying to figure out what they're worth and what's super valuable when you're not planning on selling them anyway. But I would love to know if there's certain key issues that are, super great, or, oops, bumped the camera. Issues that are super great, or just stuff that I need to be aware of. Like, oh, you need to know that, because this happened in that. That is a cool cover. I really like that cover. That is weird. And that is even weirder, and I like it too. I don't know what the deal is with that. There's some Fire Lord. More Skrull action. A yellow jacket suit. And who is that? Oh, it's Henry Pun. Okay. Anyway, that is my whole big pile of Avengers comics. Picked up from the Widow. And I appreciate you guys watching these videos. And any information you have on these, I'll take it. I'm not too proud. Anyway, that's my story. I'll catch you guys later.